Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Haunt Ventures with Melissa and Jason. Today we're working on the ceiling for the sewing room. So what we've done is all our scrap material that we have on the ground here, we just sort of looked through that. We're like dumpster diving in our own garbage pile. And this kind of stuff we couldn't really use, so what we did is we're gonna make it look like plaster that's been broken down. And if you look up there, that's the slats that were underneath the plaster. So let's show what it's going to look like first. Pull this up here, Melissa, and then I'll show you how I made it. Just to give you a technique to make it look random. We used to use a jigsaw to cut this stuff, but it looked too natural. So, for example, we kept this side looking pretty smooth, and then we're going to put this up here like that. See how that looks? So it looks like it's really moldy, and it's going to hang down like that. It looks like it's been smashed open. And we're going to apply plaster to this, stipple plaster, so it looks like, and then green, what colors would you put on here, Melissa? Like blacks and greens and yellows?
Yeah.
Things like that to make it look moldy. And then the rest of it's going to have like a white cloth draping down with brown spots, and that's going to make it look like this
room. You could
room
probably just do mainly white. Because it looks like a stippled ceiling.
Yeah, and it'll pop from this brown too.
Yeah, exactly.
So it really pops from around. But it's going to be like really thick stipples of plaster. And I'll show you the technique.
You know what we could even do is that spiral stuff. You know,
that would be cool.
Because that's what they used to do, like
back then.
In the 30s, I'm assuming.
So this was Roger's idea. We were originally just going to do this here. Roger's one of the main build guys for the Haunt, and we were just gonna put these pieces of lath up, and then Roger's like, no, let's do this this plaster technique. So it's just.
But what else? Aren't you gonna put some cloth up there, or?
Well, we're not gonna put any cloth there. The cloth is gonna go pretty much everywhere else. So this ceiling was like, this is the best part of the ceiling, right? That hasn't fallen down yet. This ceiling has fallen down. All this ceiling here is basically like the ceiling above that's gonna be cloth. It's gonna be like draping down. And then right in the center of it all, we're going to have this right here fastened to the metal. So that'll hang down. And this is all going to be hooked in with LEDs. We're going to wire it up for LED lighting, and that's going to be the lighting in the room.
Sweet.
So it'll be very dim. It'll be shining upwards. Because there's a lot of detail in this room, we want people to see it, but we still want it to be pretty moody, right? Nice mood setting. So that'll depend, the lighting, how much lighting is in here will depend on how many bulbs are actually working, because some of them are broken. So if it's too much lighting, maybe we'll put only 3 or 4. If we want less, we'll do 3 lights, and we'll just do them random so that, you know, it looks like this thing's just, because this place is trashed, right? Okay, so let's check out this technique. Before, we used to use jigsaw, like I said, but it looked too smooth, it looked too cookie cutter, it looked too manufactured. So now what we do...
I think we figured this out when I got really mad at you, and then I threw a hammer at it one time.
Yeah, that's right. That's how it was happening. So what we do is we take a hammer to it and just basically smash it. But you have to be careful, because if you just hit anywhere, this thing will create cracks, and if you just keep hitting, it'll follow the crack. Just
hit one of that piece just so they can see how that...
So it's not going to crack on a flat ground. What you want to do is put it up on something, and like watch, I can get this to be exactly a straight line if I wanted to. See, and then it looks a lot more. But watch, I can also, I'm going to do a curve. Watch how I do a curve. So I put it over like this. What you have to do is, you have to start it. You have to get a line going.
So what are you doing to get that? You're just using, you're using a harder surface.
Yeah, so what I'm doing is, if you have the hammerhead like this, the line's going to crack like that. But if you have the hammerhead like that, can you see that, Melissa?
Yep.
It's going to crack like that. So the second you hit it and you start to see a big crack line, what you want to do is you want to turn your hammer and hit it lightly and start cracking it the other way, so you control the direction of your crack line. I mean, sometimes it doesn't matter, you don't have to care, you just hit it. But I wanted it to look kind of inconsistent like that. So you can see I was hitting it and I was following the crack, but see this crack line right here? That's what you want to worry about. Can you see that? Let me get a little closer.
Yep.
So if I was to continue hitting,
I mean, it looks good, but you have to be careful with it too, because it can go too far and then just completely
just go
break.
like all the way, and then now you're stuck with this. Now you're stuck with something like that, which is a lot less. It might screw up your piece, right? And then it's going to cost you money. We all know we want to keep it on the cheap side. Okay, so technique. Starting line. Try to be as close to something like this as possible. Start something.
You'll have to talk a little louder.
Okay. You can just zoom in and watch. See how I'm using this piece here? See how I got the curve? Now I'm going to go like this. See how I got the curve? So I did the same thing. I used the edge. I used the edge to let the hammer go all the way through, so it was nice. And then I just moved the piece as it went along to get that smooth piece. So if you're doing a really big piece, just let your hammer do the work and just go with the flow. But if you have a small piece and you're looking for a specific design, you're not going to get it exactly the way you want it, but you're going to get it pretty damn close. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Haunt Ventures. And if you like this kind of stuff, please subscribe, please share the channel, or we'll hammer you.